You know that feeling. The one where a specific person walks into the room and something in your chest shifts. Your palms get slightly damp. Your brain stops working properly. You say something stupid. You call it love, or a crush, or chemistry. Your ancient ancestors called it nothing. They had no word for it. But they felt every single part of it. And what they did about it is far stranger and far more familiar than you think. The real answer reaches back 200,000 years. And it starts not with romance, but with meat. Anthropologist Helen spent decades studying love across cultures, and her conclusion is this: romantic love is not a modern invention. It is a drive. As primal as hunger, as ancient as fire. Brain scans of people who describe themselves as newly in love show the same dopamine flood as someone expecting a reward. Not the emotional brain lighting up, the reward brain. The survival brain. The same system that makes you crave food and water. Your ancestors did not fall in love because they read poetry. They fell in love because the brain learned, over millions of years, that forming a powerful bond with one specific person increased the odds that their children would survive. But here is where it gets interesting. The first move, in the ancient world, was almost always food. Archaeological evidence from early human campsites shows a consistent pattern. Males who were skilled hunters would bring portions of meat specifically to females they were pursuing. Not to the group, to one person. This was not random generosity. Primatologist Dunbar, who studies the evolution of social bonding, found that targeted food sharing in early humans carried a specific signal. I am capable. I chose you. I will keep choosing you. Sound familiar? You took someone to dinner. You are doing the same thing. But the ancient courtship did not stop there. It got louder. Early humans sang. They danced. Archaeologists have found bone flutes dating back 40,000 years. Some of the oldest human-made objects ever discovered. Music was not entertainment, it was display. The same way a bird sings to attract a mate, early humans used rhythm and melody to signal genetic fitness, creativity, and emotional depth. When you feel something move in your chest at a song, that response was shaped by ancestors who used music to find each other. And then there was touch. Long before language, the body was the entire vocabulary of attraction. Grooming, running fingers through hair, touching an arm, sitting close enough that your shoulders made contact, these were not accidental. Dunbar's research on social grooming shows it triggers the release of endorphins in the brain, the same chemicals released by laughter and physical exercise. To be touched by someone you are drawn to is, neurologically, a form of pain relief. Your ancient ancestor did not swipe right. They sat beside someone at a fire. They handed them food. They stayed close in the dark. And here is the part that may surprise you. Ancient humans were not purely monogamous, but they were not purely promiscuous either. Evolutionary biologist David Buss, who studied mating behavior across 37 cultures, found that humans consistently show a pattern he calls serial monogamy. Deep, exclusive bonds that can last years, followed by the possibility of new bonds forming later, long enough to raise a child through its most vulnerable years. Then the biology shifts. Your ancestors did not get married in a church, but they paired, they protected, they grieved when they lost each other. Burial sites from 100,000 years ago show individuals buried with objects placed carefully beside them: tools, pigment, shells. The people who placed those objects felt something that looked, at its core, like what you feel. So here is what love actually is, stripped down to its ancient bones. It is a neurological campaign your brain runs to get you to commit your resources, your time, your food, your protection, your presence, to one specific person, long enough for something to survive. The butterflies are dopamine. The obsessive thinking is the brain tagging one person as the highest priority target in your environment. The jealousy is an ancient guard system protecting a bond that evolution decided was worth keeping. None of this makes it less real. If anything, it makes it more. Because right now, sitting somewhere in the world is a person whose brain is running that same ancient campaign, whose dopamine is spiking at the thought of a specific face, who is trying to figure out how to stay close to someone without saying too much too soon. The exact same calculation your ancestors made at a fire 200,000 years ago with nothing but meat and music and the courage to sit a little closer. You felt it in a quiet room when someone walked in. Your ancestors felt it too. In the dark. Around a fire. With no word for it at all.